Hey, Phoenix Patrol. This is Mr. Morgan. I'm out doing a solo survival camp out. Test out my gear, test out my skills. Come along with me. Let's see what we can figure out. I'm out by Lake Thunderbird. I'm hiking west, trying to get my way back into Norman. But I don't think I'm gonna make it before I need to get some fluids and some proteins into my body to keep going forward.
So I laid out all my gear on the snow, and if there's one thing I never unpack from my backpack when I get home is the fire starter. I mean, you can never go without that stuff. My special recipe is cotton balls rolled around and soaked in Vaseline. That does the trick. But right here, I want to show you my backpack. This is like a 40-year-old military backpack. I had to make the frame on it for this event, so here we go. I lashed each section on the frame to make it attach to the backpack, hold up to me, and off we were. It worked really good. But today, I want to talk to you about DIY cooking stoves. I have constructed 3 different stoves that you could use in a survival situation, and I want to talk to you about each individual stove, what I thought, how it worked, and what you can do going forward. So as you can see, here's my little camp kitchen in the woods, in the ice and snow. But let's go back to the fire starter again. Like I said earlier, I keep this in my backpack all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If you're not keeping a solid fire starter in your gear at all times, you're just pretending to camp. Come on, fellas. Like I said, it's just a simple mixture of cotton balls and Vaseline, and those suckers will light any fire. So on my trail today, I did find an eastern red cedar and made plenty of kindling out of that. With that cedar and my fire starter, we will be cooking in no time. So there are 3 survival cooking stoves that you can build that I want to talk to you about today. The first one, which is my favorite, we'll get into that later, but I call it Great Grandma, aka the hobo stove. Our next stove I call the Falcon 9. It is a dual stage fuel burning stove. These actually get quite technical if you want to learn more about them. We might get into that later. And next is a stove that I call the Subi. Why is it called the Subi? Because if you're using the stove, you're probably car camping out of the back of your Subaru. But it's not that bad. We'll get into more details later. So I started getting our fire ready, and all of a sudden I got interrupted by this feral coyote. Wouldn't leave me alone, almost killed me. But we did get the fire started and got Great Grandma ready to go. So we got a pot of water boiling because I'm wanting some hot tea. Let's go. At the bottom of this hobo stove, we do have a little door where we can feed wood in. I can also feed it in up top. It works really good. Up next is this stove that I call the Falcon 9 after, Elon Musk, because it is a dual stage fuel burning stove. Look it up, it's quite interesting. But for as much hope as I had in the Falcon 9, it definitely needs some more R&D. This thing just didn't perform like I wanted it to, or the wood was too hard to feed in when you need it. So I don't know. We'll figure it out though. The main thing I learned between Falcon 9 and Great Grandma is with Great Grandma, you can feed your fuel in down below or up top if you have a small enough pan or pot. However, with the Falcon 9, you can only feed the fuel in from up top. That means you gotta lift off your pan, your pot, or whatever. And if you wanna keep your pot on the top, those kindlings need to be very short. And up last is the Subi. Honestly, this DIY camp cook stove is a lot better than I give it credit for. Similar to Great Grandma, you can feed your tinder in from down below. And if you have a small enough pot or pan, you can still feed it in from up top without having to remove your piece of metal from the heat. So we let the sous vide go for a while, and I decided to put my hot tea back on it to get that stuff up and going so I can get some good warm drink down to my belly. When I was on the trail earlier, I did happen to catch and kill a feral hog. And then I processed and packaged the meat to the point that it looks exactly like the kielbasa that you get out of Walmart. Go figure. That meat was delicious, but what do you know? The coyote came back. I just couldn't shake this guy, and it seemed like he has some kind of red radio collar attached around his neck. So we removed the sausage from the coals, put old grandma back in place, got her some fuel, and here we go in the skillet. As you can see, the snow around our fire is not melting very much. It's about 25 degrees outside today. So in the end, I have great hopes for the Falcon 9, but I just got to figure out more on that stove and how to make it work better. The sous vide was a pretty good stove, even though I didn't give it much credit, but you can load it at the bottom and you can load it at the top, so it was pretty nice. But of course, my favorite was Grandma, the hobo stove. You can load it at the bottom, and there's a door you can open and close and change your draft. Depending upon your pan size, you can load it up top. And it just, as simple as it is, it just seemed to work the best. Well, thanks for watching, and I want to encourage you to go out and explore and discover and make some of these on your own. See what works, see what doesn't work. Well, this is Mr. Morgan signing off with the Phoenix Patrol. Be prepared.